Alright, hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jammy and welcome to a gameplay preview of my first game, Too Many Cooks. Now Too Many Cooks is a roguelite bullet hell adventure. It is my first game and this is just a sneak peek preview of it. Now before we get started, I did want to point out that I do have a permanent upgrade shop. This is part of the latest update. So what this means is that after I complete a run or after I die in the run, I will gain a certain amount of XP dependent upon how many enemies I killed, and then you can then spend this here so that in the next run you will start with an extra bonus. So now with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Now at the moment for this demo, there are currently only one character and one weapon. However, as time goes on and more updates are provided, there will be a total of 6 characters and 6 weapons, all which can be used interchangeably. We will also have several different restaurant-themed levels. So for example, we are starting off in the kitchen, but once you complete some different tasks and outside the game's actual demo, there are more levels that can be used. But for now, let's go ahead and get into it. So I do also have an instructions menu here. Now this just demonstrates that you can use several different keys in order to do the same things, and that's because I do have an option to turn manual aim off. So this means that your character will target the closest enemy as opposed to you having to target them yourselves, and this will help enable people to play who use trackpads as opposed to a mouse. Now I do also have 2 options in terms of dash direction, so it can be either the direction that you're facing or the direction that you're moving. And again, these can be found in the options menu. So with that, let's go ahead and get started in the actual game. So it starts out here pretty simple. We're shooting tomatoes at these chefs, doing 10 damage. Now the chefs, the description of the game is we have been fired and blackballed by Mr. Chef Hamsey himself. So this means that we are unable to find a job for ourselves, and every restaurant that we go into will have various different chef enemies that want to defeat us, making it impossible for us to get a job. Alright, so we have a first level up here. Now I do have an inventory here that will show the different stats, so this is what we have for now. We have damage, fire rate, reload rate, movement speed, pickup range, critical chance, critical damage, XP gain, pierce, bounce, dash, recharge rate, as well as bullet size. So now the first thing I'm going to pick is bounce, I think. So now this will bounce a bullet in a random direction once it has hit the first enemy. As you can see, it is just a random direction for now. I'm going to continue to collect all the coins as the enemies get killed. And it does get progressively harder with enemies spawning quicker, more enemies spawning at one time, their experience increases as well as their level of health. Alright, so I think I'm just going to pick damage here, because then hopefully that'll allow me to one-shot the enemies. Now as you can see, this bar up here, that is the reload rate bar, so how long it takes for you to reload your weapon. And the fire rate is the time in between actually shooting the bullets. Now you can hold down the button to shoot, however you do slow down as you shoot. But it does make it easier for those who do not want to have to constantly click. Okay, let's go ahead with critical damage. So you see there I did hit the enemies I hit more than one enemy at a time. It bounced into it. Now we do have some handy stats up in the right corner there. How long it's been, how many enemies are currently on screen, as well as how many we have killed. Okay, so we have a new enemy here with throwing plates at me. So it's a projectile enemy. Gives us more experience, has more health. Ooh, let's go with 10% critical chance, so that means that we should be doing, go to the inventory here. Yep, so we have a 20% critical chance. That's 1 in 5 hits will be a crit. Now the crit is shown by the red UI that appears, so that 30 means that I have a critical hit as opposed to a normal hit. Oh, gotta avoid some plates here. Oh, it looks like we have our first mini boss here. I'm gonna dash into that so I can get it. Okay, let's see. So now all of our boss upgrades are going to be food themed. So I have a few different options here. So we have butter, slow enemies within range, so that's within the circle range around me. Beans, after dashing, increase movement speed by 30% for 5 seconds, and common upgrades appear 20% less often. Now the colors are dependent on the rarity that they are. So gray is common upgrades, blue is uncommon or rare. I can't remember which one green is and which one is blue. So I think I'm just gonna choose the common upgrades appear less often, and hopefully that'll help us get a little bit OP. So now dash does make me invincible for a few seconds. Ooh, let's go with damage 30%. Are we one-shotting? Okay, not one-shotting yet unless it's a critical hit. Hopefully we can get some more damage upgrades that allow us to one-shot. Let's go with fire rate for this one. So this means less time that I have to wait in between shooting each bullet. Okay, let's see. So throw a knife in a random direction every 5 seconds. Gain 0.5% critical chance for every enemy killed, resets when hit. It's max 25%. Increase critical chance by 30%, but no more critical chance upgrades will appear. So I have 20%, that'll leave me a 50. No, I think I'll wait on that one. So let's go with the salmon. So this will allow me to have more critical chance with every single enemy that I kill. Oof, man, I am not good at those projectiles. Doesn't matter what type of roguelite game that I play, mine or somebody else's, I am always trying to avoid the projectiles. Now I do like the bounce. It helps to hit more than one enemy. I do also have a pierce option as well. It's one of the epic upgrades. Ooh, let's increase our bullet size. So this means that if 2 enemies are standing very close together, it is possible that the bullet can hit both of them. Let's try to collect some of these coins as we go here. Get some more level ups in there. Ah, projectiles! Oh no! I've been hit. Okay, so my dash recharge. So my dash meter is up in the left corner there, right up here. Okay, increase bullet size by 100%, decrease damage by 30%. No, I want my damage for now. Let's see, no longer slow down when shooting, but decrease movement speed by 20%. I don't want to slow down when I'm shooting, but I don't know if I want to decrease it. Let's go with that. Ooh, that was a little too slow. Oh, you know what? Look, let's get that right back up there. Now I do have a third enemy as well that should be coming out here soon. I believe they start spawning once I hit level 8. Now the enemies do spawn in a circle around me and a random distance away from me to help make sure that they don't all reach me at the same time. Got another boss over to my left here. Now there are 2 bosses at the moment. They're just larger versions of some of the enemies. Let's increase our movement speed again. Ah, that is much better. And now I can hold down the button to shoot if I would like, because I no longer slow down while shooting. And I kind of already defeated it, but here we go. So this is my other enemy up here. It's a watermelon enemy. He throws watermelon like landmines. So if you get caught within that circle before it when it explodes, that will do a heart of damage. Now with this character, you do start with 1 extra health, so you start with 4 instead of 3, which I am very much a fan of in any game. Let's do 30% more damage. Now, as this is the first run, it is before I have purchased any permanent upgrades, it is going to be a little bit more difficult. I am currently in the process of adding difficulty settings, so once you have survived for 20 minutes, you'll be able to increase the difficulty and have it so that more enemies spawn, or they have more health, etc, etc. Alright, there's a chest up here, I need to go up and get it. If I can avoid these projectiles. Alright, after dashing, increase movement speed, 2 boss upgrade reroll. So that would mean this reroll button down here. I could reroll it twice to get new ones. But I think I'm going to take the soy sauce. Critical hits will cause 10% damage to surrounding enemies. So every critical hit that I get, the surrounding enemies in the same radius as my pickup range here. You see all those little green UIs? So that was the damage taken around them because I hit one of the chefs with a critical hit. Now, more critical chance hits would very much help me at the moment because of that upgrade, or even more pickup range because then that means it'll hit more enemies. Really gotta take care of all these plate guys. Ooh! Enemies in range take 25% of your damage. Ooh, let's increase XP gain. Because then that will allow me to hopefully level up quicker. Critical damage, you know what? Let's go with pickup range. Now that extra pickup range means that the critical hits will affect more enemies. Oh no, the projectiles! Alright, I got one more hit. I've had no heart drops yet, so no chance to heal myself. Let's just go with more critical chance. It's very helpful. I might not last much longer anyways, which is fine. I mean, I've been playing for almost 7 minutes as the first run before I have even purchased any permanent shop upgrades. Woo! There's a lot of plates being thrown at me. Oh, heart! Ah, well, getting hit by the plate kind of defeated the purpose of getting the heart. What I need is the upgrade that allows me to do area damage while I dash, because then I could just dash through that massive horde of enemies and I'd be able to damage all of them at once, which would be very helpful. Oh, all the watermelons. Give me your coins. Some more movement speed. Yeah, there we go. And then just in case you ever forget which of the permanent upgrades that you select, or not the permanent ones, the mini boss upgrades, because I do tend to forget that sometimes, especially if you've played multiple runs of the game. You're like, wait, which one did I pick before? It is available in the menu here under inventory, so you can see, and it has a little description in the bottom left there of what it does. So I am still continuing to gain critical chance with this salmon here, which pairs very nicely with my soy sauce. Now, in the future, there will also be proper bosses that appear every probably 5 to 10 minutes. I haven't fully decided that. There will also be a actual recipes that you can make in the game itself. So if you collect 4 ingredients, sorry, got a little scared there for a moment. If you collect 4 ingredients that make up a meal, you will get a special bonus, and they are themed. So for example, I already have some of it set up, it's just not fully implemented yet, so the soy sauce and the salmon will make a soy salmon dish along with 2 other ingredients. And they all have to do with critical hits and critical damage. So it will give an extra boost to one of those factors. I'm still working on it there. Now, right now, there's a whole bunch of enemies that are stacked in there because the game can only, do the enemy AI behavior so well depending on how many enemies are on the screen. Ooh, I'm taking max health. So sometimes they do start stacking onto each other, but it's quite satisfying because you can hit many of them at one time, and then sometimes you'll just get like all of them explode at once. And it's either have it be like that or have the frame rate constantly drop. which as you can see right now, it is dropping a little bit. I'm still working on that optimization there. I am using a more complicated steering enemy behavior here. Oh, there goes the hit. Yep, my frame rate is not liking this very much. But this will continue to get better as I do improve the optimization, and it's simply because there are a number of enemies on the screen at once. If I could get rid of some of these right here, the frame rate will go back up. I do also have it set though so that no more enemies will spawn once it does get to a lower frame rate, to help make it so that you can catch up and take out a whole bunch of the enemies. Ooh, that's a lot of watermelons. Alright, looks like either I'm not gonna survive very long or my frame rate's not gonna survive as long. But I am getting there. The optimization is getting there. Now, this is a gameplay video of a very early alpha build. Oh, put a fork in me. I am done. I got hit by a plate. Now, as I was saying, this is an early alpha build. The more proper demo will be available for the Steam Next Fest from June 19th to June 24th. And now here you can see an overview of the different upgrades I was able to pick up. I killed 440 enemies in 9 minutes and 21 seconds, and I gained 22 XP. Now with this XP here, I can go ahead and go over to the shop, which now allows me to buy some of these upgrades. So it just depends on what I would like to start with. Do I want to start moving a little bit faster? Do I want to have faster reload rate, etc.? So that takes us to the final bit of Too Many Cooks for today. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and let me know if you want to see any more.